Hi everybody. I hope you're doing good today, doing well today, excuse me, and enjoying your weekend, your long weekend. So, sorry to ruin it with some homework, but here we go. What I'm going to do is kind of give you an outline of what we're working on here. Each website, which is this, is a unit. So right now we're working on a unit of social injustice. We're also trying to wrap up a unit on reading comprehension and reading social justice through, or reading text through a social justice lens. The reason we're kind of simultaneously working on things is because it's taking so long to get through individual units. Each unit is comprised of lessons. Each page on the website is a lesson within the unit. So the website itself is the unit. The page, each page on the website, are lessons. So as you can see on this home page, we've completed some lessons. We started our KWL chart about social injustice. We did these class activities in class, which were very fruitful discussions, by the way, and enjoyable lessons to do in class. We watched this video and wrote down the exact definition of social injustice. And we watched all these mini lessons and did some responding and posting to systems of injustice. So this is a lesson on social injustice that's been completed by you, or most of you, I should say. Now we're going to go on to our next lesson, which is about the types of injustice. So this webpage is a lesson on the types of injustice that is encompassed in this overall unit, which is the website of what is injustice. Unit, lesson, lesson, lesson. Okay? So, let's go ahead and move forward. The first thing I wanted to do was create a quiz and take it. So if I were to hit this button here, click this link, it will take me to this Quizlet. And this Quizlet gives me different opportunities or ways to learn. Check this out. You can do some flashcards. You can do actually a little mini lesson, a spelling test. You can take a test. You can do match. You can do this game Gravity that I've been doing. That's kind of fun. And essentially what I'm asking you to do is, before we get into this unit of injustice, is familiarize yourself with some of these terms. If you're not familiar with these terms, then some of the injustice lessons you may lose some information in translation because you're not 100% clear on what some of these terms are. So if I wanted to, I can click the
racism, the practice of discrimination and prejudice based on racial classification supported by the power to enforce that prejudice.
I can click the my little audio button and it will play for me, so I can read it as well as listen to it. Some of these terms, you know, that we're already familiar with. We have them in our social justice vocabulary. Some of them we learned in our last unit on systems. We learned this one as well. Some of them we have no idea what they are. This is brand new to me. Never heard of it. This is a vocab word. This is a vocab word. This is a vocab word. So some of these words you're already familiar with. But I just want to have a little refresher. And I think a great way to refresh, as opposed to doing a vocabulary quiz or something like that, is to allow you to create your own quiz. Pick any one of these options. And after you pick the option, actually participate in the quiz. I'm not going to grade you on what you get right or wrong. I just want you to do it. So as we can see, we have a timer over here. We have some terms over here. And then we have definitions. So, oh look, I got one right. Oh, I got that one wrong. Oh look, I got that one right. Oh, I got that one wrong. Oh look, I got that one right. Oh, I got that one wrong. Oh, I got that one wrong. So this is a quiz you could take. When you're done, take a screenshot of it, copy down your score, and keep it somewhere so I can look at it later. And that's really all I'm asking you to do. It's a great way to warm up your brain, build some of your background knowledge, and just refresh your memory on some of the things we've been talking about. This gravity game here is pretty cool. I like this one also. I want to work with definitions. I want it to be easy. And let's get started. Make sure I watch out for red asteroids. So it looks like an asteroid's coming and it has the definition of something. Conflict theory says limited resources equals competition for those resources. I don't know, is this conflict theory? Not sure if that's right or wrong. Here comes another one. Let's see here. Let's see. Oh, I got it wrong. It was social perspective. But I learned something. Sociological perspective. So this is the quiz I want you to do to get started. Again, just to warm up your brain and to get yourself active in your learning. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to scroll down. We watch these videos. You're going to read the text, possibly take some notes. There's multiple ways to take notes. You can add the things that you find important to your KWL chart that you started. You can write them down in a notebook. You can create a Google Doc and put the notes there. You can take screenshots of things that you find to be important and save those somewhere, or put them all in a Google Doc so they're all in one place. I just want you to take notes in whatever most creative, easiest way for you to do it. Here's a way I like to take notes, and I use this software called Jing, which I actually sent to you guys and said that you should download, but I'm going to screen capture this. Alright, so I just took a screenshot, and I'm going to capture it. And now I want to save it, and I want to say something. I want to make sure something's important. So what do I think is the most important part of this? How about intersocial treatment? This seems important. So I'm going to put a little text box around this to remind me that this is important. And I'm going to draw a little arrow here to say these are examples. And I'll use a text box. Examples to remember. So what I did there is I just took a picture of the website and I annotated it. You know, I did some active reading. If I don't know what this is, then I can do something like this. Let's see here. And then maybe I can put a another text box, and I can put an asterisk, right? Because I know what an asterisk is when it comes to my active reading notes. So I want to make it bigger. So I know that there's an asterisk there because that's something important or something I might want to use later. Then I can go ahead and save this. And look, I just made some notes. And I did it with a picture, and I did it by a click of a button, and I didn't have to write it down. Now I'm going to save it to my desktop, and then maybe I'll add it to a Google Doc later to show that I made some notes. You know, these are all the creative ways in which you guys can use technology to help your learning, and I'm totally okay with you using them. All I want to see is proof that you're doing these things. I'm not going to test you on them. I just want to see that you're doing them. The test will come at the end when you're tasked with a project to create. So remember, I'm asking you to pick only 2. Pick 2 of the 8 or 10 of these. So we have oppression, we have racism, we have economic injustice. Each one of these with a red title and white text is a different form of injustice. And I want you to pick 2, and I want you to do the activities. What do I mean by do the activities? Well, let's look at racism. Activity, watch a video, take notes. Activity, read this PDF, take notes. Activity, watch another video, take notes. Activity, play this game, take notes. Activity, read this article. Okay. So when you click on this link, you will be reading this article. Now, it is very important that before you read the article, or if you want to read it once the first time on your own, and then read it again, but what you need to do is you need to go to the Reading Comprehension Strategy page, and I'll put it in preview just to make sure that we're always in preview mode. Reading Comprehension Strategy page, and now what I want you to do is pick any one of these charts or forms of reading comprehension. And as we continue to scroll, we have making connections. So maybe you want to use the article to make some connections. Print or download one of these. I'm just going to wait for this to load because it keeps jumping around and it's probably getting a little confusing. Maybe you want to do questioning. So here we go. So we have making connections. Maybe you want to make connections between this article that you're reading, and you want to use the Making Connections graphic organizer. Go ahead and do that. Maybe you want to use a story map. You can pick this story map and use the story map to help your comprehension with this article. Maybe you want to do some questioning techniques, which were down here. And you want to pick one of these graphic organizers to do questioning with this article. All I'm asking you to do is pick one of the reading comprehension strategies. Pick one of the graphic organizers that help you with those reading comprehension strategies and use it as you read the article in the injustice that you picked. Okay, when you read the article, implement your reading comprehension strategy while you read the article. Use the graphic organizer that I just directed you to pick from over here. Pick any one you want. Maybe you want to use questioning. Pick this graphic organizer to use with this article. Select only one graphic organizer from one of the 6 reading comprehension strategies. And this is where you stop. This is where you stop, right here. You do these 3 activities, read the article, and you're finished. Once you do that, you have completed the social injustice activities for racism. You do not have to go any further. You do not have to do anything with this rubric. You do not have to do anything with these worksheets. You do not have to do anything with this group project. All you have to do, and you do not have to do anything below these 3 tasks. Everything else will be done in class. If I were to do the same thing with economic injustice and poverty, I'll read the information. I'll watch the videos, or look at the Prezi. Watch the videos. Use the application or play the game. As soon as I'm done with that, I read the article. Before I read the article, I select a reading comprehension strategy that I want to use. Maybe this one, in visualizing. After I select that reading comprehension strategy, I make sure I read the article and complete only these 3 options. read this article and use the